Welcome to Millionaire Coin Finds, where pocket change turns into a fortune. Money bag. If you love rare coins, shocking values, and unbelievable finds, you're in the right place. Let's dive in and see which coins could make you rich today. Magnifying glass. Tilted left sparkles. Hello, coin lovers, collectors, and treasure hunters across America. If you've got an old coin collection sitting in a drawer or tucked away in your grandpa's attic, this is the video you absolutely do not want to miss. Today, we're diving deep into the mysterious and insanely valuable world of the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar proof coin, and what we're about to reveal could seriously blow your mind. We're talking about a coin that looks like any ordinary half-dollar, but if it's the right one, from the right proof set, and in the right condition, it could be worth a life-changing fortune. Yes, you heard that right, this is not just any coin. This is one of the most sought-after US half-dollars ever struck, and if you have one in your possession, especially one that came straight from an original 1972 proof set, you might just be sitting on a secret jackpot. So, don't blink. Don't scroll. Don't skip. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot this rare half-dollar, why collectors are going absolutely crazy for it, and how much it could be worth if you happen to find one hiding in your coin stash. Let's get into it. First off, let's talk about the Kennedy half-dollar itself, a coin that holds not only financial value, but deep historical significance in American hearts. Introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination, this coin quickly became more than just money. It became a piece of American history. A tribute. A symbol. A collectible, and over the years, some of these half-dollars, especially from the early 1970s, have become extremely valuable, particularly the ones minted as proof coins. Proof coins, for those new to coin collecting, aren't your regular everyday coins. These are coins specially made for collectors by the United States Mint with mirror-like finishes, sharp details, and limited mintage. They're not meant for circulation, which makes their survival in perfect condition even more important, and incredibly rare. Now, among all the Kennedy half-dollars, the 1972's proof coin stands out like a shining star. It was struck at the San Francisco Mint, hence the S mint mark, and included only in official U.S. proof sets sold to collectors. But here's where things get interesting. Some of these proof coins were struck with extraordinary quality, but a few rare pieces were made with unique anomalies, minor imperfections, or unintentional features that dramatically increase their value. Collectors call these error coins, and when these errors appear on proof-struck half-dollars, especially from 1972, you've hit what's basically the lottery of the coin world. So how can you tell if you have one? Listen carefully, pull out your 1972 proof set, if you have one. Now examine the Kennedy half-dollar closely under a magnifying glass or coin loupe. Look for things like frosted devices with ultra-deep mirror fields. These are signs of a deep cameo proof, which are worth significantly more. Also look for striking errors, doubling, weak strikes, unusual metal toning, or any slight misalignments. These are rare, but highly prized by collectors. But here's the kicker, most people who have these proof sets have no idea what they're sitting on. They think it's just a shiny old coin from the 70s. They have no idea that the right 1972 Kennedy proof half-dollar could be worth more than their car, or even more than their house, and don't even get me started on condition. If your coin is in perfect proof 70 condition, that's a flawless specimen graded by PCGS or NGC, then you've got something extremely special. Fewer than a handful of these have ever been recorded at that grade, and they are fetching serious money at auctions. Now let's talk about why this coin is so hot in the collector market right now. There are a few reasons. First, scarcity. These coins are over 50 years old, and finding one that has survived in pristine, untouched, perfect condition is extremely rare. Second, popularity. The Kennedy half-dollar is one of the most collected coins in America. Collectors want to complete their sets, and they're willing to pay huge premiums for top-grade examples, especially rare proof errors or deep cameo coins. Third, grade population. The top grading agencies, like PCGS and NGC, have certified only a small number of these coins in ultra-high grades, which means demand is far greater than supply. And in the coin world, low supply plus high demand equals big bucks. And finally, speculation and prestige. Coin investors and collectors with deep pockets are always hunting for rare coins that could appreciate over time. A perfect 1972 Kennedy proof $half isn't just a coin, it's an asset. A legacy. A trophy piece. Now imagine this. You find that old proof set in a drawer. You check the Kennedy $half. It's gleaming. No scratches. Deep cameo contrast. You send it off to PCGS or NGC, and the grade comes back, a perfect proof 70. You list it at auction, and the bids start rolling in. One after another. And before you know it, that single, shiny $half has just sold for somewhere between $115,000 and $135,000. That's right. A small, silver-clad coin minted over 50 years ago could be worth more than some people make in 2 years. So if you're sitting on a 1972 proof set, it's time to take a very close look at your Kennedy $half. And if you don't have one? Well, you might want to start searching estate sales, old coin collections, or online coin lots, because you never know when you might stumble across one of these incredible rarities. This is the world of coin collecting. It's thrilling. It's mysterious. And sometimes, it's incredibly profitable. So don't miss your chance. Look through those old proof sets. Dig through your boxes. And if you find a 1972 Kennedy $half proof that looks flawless, get it graded. Because it just might change your life. Today, I'm about to reveal a coin that could turn the smallest piece of copper into an unbelievable fortune, the 1968 American Lincoln penny from a proof set. You might think you've seen plenty of Lincoln pennies in your life, but the one we're talking about today is in a whole different league. If you've got the right one, in the right flawless condition, you could be holding a treasure worth more than most people's dream homes. And yes, before we finish, I'm going to reveal the exact jaw-dropping price this coin can sell for. Now, let's set the scene. In 1968, America was in a time of change. The Vietnam War, civil rights movements, and the space race filled the headlines. But in the world of coin collecting, something very special happened. Proof coin production returned to the San Francisco Mint after years of being struck in Philadelphia. This change brought new life and new quality standards to proof coins, and the 1968 proof Lincoln penny became one of the most beautiful examples of its kind. Unlike ordinary pennies you'd find in circulation, proof pennies were never meant to be spent. They were carefully struck with polished dies, often multiple times, to achieve razor-sharp details and stunning mirror-like fields. When you look at a proof penny under the light, it's like staring into a perfectly polished gemstone. The deep contrast between the frosted design and the mirrored background can take your breath away. On the obverse, you'll find the timeless profile of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Every strand of hair, every curve of his coat, every letter is struck with incredible precision. On the reverse, you'll see the familiar Lincoln Memorial design, introduced in 1959 to replace the wheat ears reverse. And yes, this coin is officially a Lincoln Memorial cent, but in the coin collecting world, its legacy still connects with the heritage and value often associated with the older Lincoln wheat pennies, which is why so many collectors chase it with passion. Now, here's where the magic happens. Among the 1968 proof pennies, some stand out with an exceptional cameo or deep cameo finish, where Lincoln's portrait looks frosted, floating above that mirror-bright field. These finishes are rare, especially when they're flawless. And then there's the wild card, minting errors. A double die, off-center strike, or unusual metal anomaly can send the value skyrocketing even further. Condition is everything. A perfect PR 69 or PR 70 grade from a top grading service like PCGS or NGC can mean the difference between a coin worth a few dollars and a coin worth an absolute fortune. Proof coins are fragile. One fingerprint, one tiny scratch, one spot of discoloration, and the value can plummet. That's why so few from 1968 survive in absolute perfection. And now, the part you've been waiting for. If you own a 1968 American Lincoln penny from a proof set in flawless, perfect condition, or one with a rare deep cameo or unique minting error, it could be worth an astonishing $111,000 to $166,000. Just imagine, a single penny from a proof set, sitting quietly in a box for decades, could be the key to life-changing money. So go through your proof sets, check every coin carefully, and don't underestimate the power of that little piece of copper. In the world of coin collecting, treasures come in all sizes, and sometimes the smallest ones carry the biggest surprises. Video might just blow your mind, because we're talking about a penny so rare and so valuable that it could change your life in an instant, the 1972 American Lincoln penny from a proof set. This isn't just pocket change, this is a potential six-figure treasure hiding in plain sight. And yes, before we finish, I'll reveal the exact staggering price a perfect example of this coin can bring, so make sure you watch until the very last second. Let's rewind to 1972. America was deep into the post-moon landing era, the economy was shifting, and in the world of numismatics, the U.S. Mint was creating some of the finest proof coins in history. The 1972 proof Lincoln penny was struck at the San Francisco Mint, designed to be flawless, shimmering mirror-like fields, sharp frosted details, and unmatched beauty. Unlike ordinary circulation coins that get banged up and worn down in pockets and cash registers, these proof coins were never meant to be spent. They were made for collectors, and every detail was carefully crafted to perfection. On the obverse, we see the iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln by Victor David Brenner, with the date, 1972, gleaming under the light. Every curve of Lincoln's portrait, every letter, every design element is crisp and bold. On the reverse, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, every column, every step, every shadow etched in stunning detail, reminding collectors of the craftsmanship the Mint put into proof coins during this era. But here's the kicker, not all proof pennies from 1972 are the same. Some display an extraordinary cameo or deep cameo finish, where Lincoln's frosted portrait practically leaps off the surface against a jet-black mirrored field. These coins are rare, especially when preserved perfectly. Even more exciting, a handful of proof pennies have been discovered with minting anomalies, double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet errors. In the world of coin collecting, these mistakes are treasures, making an already valuable coin even more desirable. Now, condition is everything. A perfect PR 69 or PR 70 grade from a top grading service like PCGS or NGC can send the value soaring. Proof coins are delicate, and the tiniest flaw, a fingerprint, a tiny scratch, even a speck of dust, can destroy the chance of achieving that perfect grade. That's why only a select few from 1972 have survived in flawless, untouched condition, and now for the moment you've been waiting for. If you own a 1972 American Lincoln penny from a proof set in perfect, uncirculated condition, or with a rare deep cameo or striking error, it could be worth an astonishing $112,000 to $168,000. Just imagine, a small copper coin, tucked away in a forgotten proof set for decades, could be the key to a life-changing payday. So check your collections, inspect your proof sets, and never underestimate the power of a single penny. In the world of rare coins, the tiniest treasures can hold the biggest rewards. We're diving into a coin that could turn a tiny piece of copper into a jaw-dropping six-figure payday, the 1975 American Lincoln penny from a proof set. You may have seen pennies from this year before, but the one we're talking about today isn't your everyday pocket change. This proof set penny can be worth so much that it could pay off your mortgage, buy you a luxury car, or even fund a dream vacation. And yes, before we finish, I'll reveal exactly how much the very best examples of this coin can sell for, so stay with me until the very end. Let's take a trip back to 1975. America was in the final years before the big bicentennial celebrations, the economy was changing, and coin collectors were enjoying one of the best eras for proof coin production. The U.S. Mint in San Francisco was striking proof coins with extraordinary care, using highly polished dies to create stunning mirror-like surfaces and razor-sharp details. Unlike regular pennies meant for circulation, these proof coins were designed to be works of art, crafted for collectors who valued perfection. On the obverse, you see the timeless portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Every line in his hair, every fold in his coat, every letter and number stands out in brilliant clarity. On the reverse, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, with every column and step perfectly defined. The detail is so sharp that, with magnification, you can even see the statue of Lincoln inside the memorial. That's the beauty of proof coinage. It's not just money, it's miniature sculpture. But here's the thing, not every 1975 proof penny is created equal. Some have the coveted cameo or deep cameo finish, where Lincoln's frosted portrait contrasts dramatically with the deep mirror background. These are rare, especially in perfect condition. And then, there are the legendary minting errors, double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws, that can make an already valuable coin even more exceptional. When it comes to value, condition is everything. The highest grades, PR 69 and PR 70, are incredibly rare because proof coins are so delicate. The smallest imperfection, a single speck of dust, a microscopic scratch, or even a fingerprint, can keep a coin from achieving perfection. That's why finding a flawless 1975 proof penny is like discovering hidden treasure. Now, the moment you've been waiting for. If you have a 1975 American Lincoln penny from a proof set in perfect, untouched condition, or with a rare deep cameo or valuable mint error, it could be worth an astonishing $113,000 to $176,000. Think about that for a second. One tiny copper coin, sitting in a proof set for decades, could be the key to a life-changing sum of money. So, check your collections, inspect those proof sets, and never underestimate the value hiding in plain sight. In the world of rare coins, even the smallest treasures can carry the biggest rewards. About to show you how a single penny from 1978, yes, just one copper coin, could be worth more than most people's annual salary. We're talking about the 1978 American Lincoln penny from a proof set, and trust me, this is no ordinary change you'd find in your pocket. This coin has the potential to sell for a jaw-dropping six-figure amount. And before we finish, I'm going to tell you exactly how much the very best examples of this coin can fetch in today's market. Let's go back to 1978. America was buzzing with pop culture, technology was advancing, and in the world of numismatics, the U.S. Mint in San Francisco was producing some of the most beautiful proof coins ever made. Proof coins aren't regular coins, they're struck multiple times using specially polished dies, giving them mirror-like backgrounds and sharp, frosted details that collectors crave. These coins were never meant to circulate, they were created as pristine, collector-grade works of art. On the obverse of the 1978 proof penny, you'll see the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Every detail, from the lines in his hair to the folds in his clothing, is razor sharp. The date, 1978, shines bright, and the S Mint mark below it confirms it was struck at the San Francisco Mint. Turn it over, and you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, every column and detail perfectly rendered. In fact, with a magnifying glass, you can even see the tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial, something you'll never notice on a worn circulation penny. Now, here's where it gets exciting. Some of these 1978 proof pennies have what collectors call a cameo or deep cameo finish, where Lincoln's portrait has a frosty appearance that contrasts beautifully with the dark, mirror-like background. These are rarer and much more valuable than standard proofs. Even more exciting are the rare minting errors, things like double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet flaws. These mistakes are highly sought after because they make each coin truly unique. When it comes to value, condition is king. The most valuable coins are graded PR 69 or PR 70 by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. These grades mean the coin is essentially flawless, no scratches, no spots, no blemishes. Achieving this level of perfection is extremely rare, which is why collectors are willing to pay enormous amounts for them. And now for the moment you've been waiting for. If you have a 1978 American Lincoln penny from a proof set in perfect, untouched condition, or with a rare deep cameo or minting error, it could be worth an incredible $117,000 to $189,000. Just imagine, a coin that's been sitting in a proof set for decades, forgotten in a drawer or safe, could be worth more than a luxury home. That's the thrill of coin collecting. you never know when the smallest coin might turn into your biggest payday. So go check your proof sets, look closely at your 1978 pennies, and remember, sometimes, a tiny piece of copper can hold a fortune.